Good morning and welcome to Magic Kingdom. Today we're on a mission, and we were sent on this mission by one of our channel members who, after seeing our review of the Beacon Barrel, was wondering about the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. So today we made our way back here. We're going to wander over to Adventureland to give you a closer look, not only of the location, but also we're going to pop into the gift shop, take a look around, and there are some other things that I want to talk to you about. So let's get moving. We're starting making our way down Main Street, USA. Actually, before we go any further, I want to pull off this direction because I see some Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party merchandise available right now during the daylight hours. Looks like it's now available to everyone, and it looks like it's on sale. Regular $90. Currently available for $60. And that's not the only party exclusive available either. It looks like you can now get these little trick-or-treat buckets as well. I don't think these are on sale, but there are some other things that are. So that's interesting. Like, for example, these little Halloween jack-o'-lantern treat buckets with candy corn inside. They used to be $11.49 each. Now they're 2 for $18. I didn't really notice anything else, like nothing else stood out to me, but this is pretty par for the course here at Disney as we kind of make our way through the Halloween or holiday season. Things start to go on sale. Even if there's a party, you know, those party exclusive pieces of merchandise start to pop up during the daytime as well. So always keep your eye open. But all right, back out onto Main Street, we have a mission today, so let's head to Adventureland. On our way there, though, I do want to make sure that I mention that if you are looking for party exclusive merchandise or anything really, and there's something that you really like, even though it might end up on sale later, I'm just going to encourage you to pick it up when you see it because you never know. Things sell out all the time here at Walt Disney World, and while there was a time when the usual advice was wait until the end of the day because you don't want to carry it around, or wait until the end of the trip, then go to Disney Springs and pick up everything that you want if you still want it. That doesn't really work anymore. Not like it once did. Sometimes things really do sell out before lunch, never mind the end of the day, and don't even get me started on before the end of your trip. So if there's something you really have your eye on, pick it up. And if you're not sure, you can always return it before the end of your trip, which I know is like just feeding into the whole FOMO thing, and I don't really want to do that, but I also don't want you to miss out either. So, just keep it in mind. But all right, here we are in Adventureland. We're gonna make our way over toward Pirates of the Caribbean, which is where the Beacon Barrel is located. But along the way, I did want to talk to you about something that I have been noticing around Walt Disney World. You may have already heard about this, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of it if you hadn't heard about it yet. And that is that a lot of places around Walt Disney World, they're going cashless. So things like popcorn stands, those little kiosks where you can buy a turkey leg or whatever, they're now moving away from taking cash at all. So that means you're going to need some form of touchless payment, a credit card, or a gift card. And this is really important to know about, especially if you're someone or you're traveling with someone who likes to use cash. Now, obviously, everyone has their preferences when it comes to a form of payment. My suggestion, if you prefer to use cash, is to get a gift card once you're here. But that's not right for everybody either. I would say maybe use cash to buy one of those prepaid credit cards, like you can go to Target, or I think you can even get them at like Dollar Tree. My thought process is that using that as opposed to a gift card frees up those funds to be used anywhere as opposed to just at Disney. So that's another option that's available to you. But anyway, we've made our way to the area that Pirates is located in. It's currently closed. But let me point out exactly where this bar is. So here's Pirates of the Caribbean, the queue for Pirates of the Caribbean, right? And if we look over here, this is the gift shop. You can get in to the gift shop over here. You can also exit the gift shop. But right here in the middle, this is the entrance for the Beacon Barrel. You can actually even see the cast members kind of standing outside with their little iPads. So it sits right between the two places and is not across the way in Tortuga Tavern. Now, a lot of people thought that this was where the pirate bar was going to be, and it is not. Currently it's closed. I'm not gonna peek back here because it seems like there is some sort of tour or gathering happening, but we will go around the other direction. Now, they're not currently serving, but this isn't really out of the ordinary for Tortuga Tavern. It's one of those places that sometimes closes seasonally, I suppose you could say. But as you can see, it's still open, it's still here. This is actually where we started our vlog the other day when we reviewed the Beak and Barrel. We were standing right here. So anyway, this is still here. It'll probably open back up when things get a little bit busier, but this is kind of a slow season for Walt Disney World and for tourism in general. But anyway, let's go into the gift shop, because the gift shop is what our channel member was most curious about, and it's what I want to give you a look at today. So as some of you may know, there was a lot of construction going on over here, and the reason for that was because they obviously had to expand the space that the Beak and Barrel is in so that it could be the bar that it is today. Oh, there's a bird back here. Do you see him? Hi, how you doing? So anyway, that used to be the Pirate League. So it was kind of like a pirate's version of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That shut down and it never reopened. Now, we did talk to you guys about that because we were pretty disappointed to see that this was just another thing that kind of faded away into obscurity. But they repurposed the space and created the Beak and Barrel, but it didn't fit within that space. They had to expand out into the gift shop. And our channel member was saying that they haven't gotten a good look inside the gift shop and that this was one of their favorites. So let's pop in and give you a look at what it looks like now. All right, so let's make our way in and take a look. Also, I want to show you some of the merchandise that's available for Beak and Barrel because we didn't take a look at that last time. I don't remember exactly what it looked like in here before the construction walls. I feel like my memory, oh, look at this. You can get a mustache. I feel like my memory is just not serving me well today when it comes to that. But as you can see, we now have what I believe to be a wall where there was none, because this used to be like a courtyard area. And if I remember correctly, we could walk back here at one point. You know, like I said, sometimes my memory does not serve me well. There are so many other things that I'm trying to keep track of, so bear with me, okay? But I did want to give you a look at what the space looks like now. Of course, if we come back here, this is the exit for Pirates of the Caribbean. And then you'd walk this direction into the gift shop. I don't know if they have any new merchandise. Let's turn this way real quick. Take a look. I don't know if they have any new merch for this attraction. Oh, check this out. It's a pirate shark plush. Isn't that cute? This one is $24.99. But all right. This is the situation here, for those of you who were wondering. And then, of course, this is pretty much unchanged. We have the restrooms down this direction, and then the register is out this way. And then we have a couple pieces of Beak and Barrel merchandise, and it's right here at the entrance. So right here, it's not a ton. It's a t-shirt and a shoulder plush. So of course we have the t-shirt here that says the Beak and Barrel. Says the Beak and Barrel on the front. As far as quality, it feels like a nice t-shirt. $31.99. Print is just a basic screen print, which isn't anything too fancy, but is nice because it doesn't age in the same way as some of the like thicker prints. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like you'll definitely get some life out of that. But for $27.99, you can get the Barker Bird / Peg Leg Pete from inside the Beak and Barrel. which is a shoulder plush, of course. Really cute. Of course, we're limited to 5 per guest, so if you want to have an entire family of shoulder plushes and you have a family of 5 or less, you can do that. But anyway, I don't think we have anything else. These are just kind of generic pieces of merchandise here, so it doesn't say Beacon Barrel or anything like that. It doesn't even say Pirates of the Caribbean. $16.99 for this, hand wash only. And then, of course, we have some other pirate stuff here as well. So yeah, not a ton of Beacon Barrel merchandise available, but we do have a t-shirt and a shoulder plush. Also, if neither of those things are your style and you want to commemorate your visit with something else, there is a souvenir mug that you can get if you order it's like the Pirates Plunder, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'll put it here, but it is $50. It is an alcoholic beverage, and you cannot substitute it for something else. So it's that or nothing, which is a disappointment for some people, especially those people who don't want alcohol. Also, you have a drink limit. So if you don't want to drink that, even if you're willing to pay the $50 and just dump it, that means you only have one drink available to you. So it's like, it's not really the best situation, but it is available and it is a pretty cool mug. And if you like the drink, which a lot of people do, then why not, right? But all right, we're making our way past the Disney Vacation Club Lounge, which is over here, and over to Tomorrowland. Before we do though, I do have a nice little view of the construction that's happening here on Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America. We do have walls that are up, but we can still see the work that's being done. You can definitely hear the work as well, which is to be expected. I know some people aren't crazy about it. I'm not always crazy about it, you know, but it comes with change. The sounds of progress, you know. But all right, let's make our way over to Tomorrowland. Dance break. Welcome to Tomorrowland. I have one thing that I want to look at in here, and that is a new food area, cart, kiosk. I mentioned something about it the other day, and I didn't realize that I had shared information that is real, but it hasn't opened yet. Like I talked about some churros that don't exist yet, but they are going to be on the menu. So I'm going to show you what I was talking about. So do you guys remember, it's like, it used to be like right here, it was called the Cool Ship, and there was like this big spaceship on top of a building. It was bright red. They had Coca-Cola and stuff. Well, they recently put it behind construction walls and tore it down, but said it was only temporarily closed, which had a lot of us scratching our head going, what's that about, you know? But as it turns out, they have built another building, and it's still behind construction walls, but there have been some sources talking about menu items, and one of them is like a Coca-Cola churro thing. So, I mean, I think it's interesting, and I'm happy that they're coming out with some interesting options here. Talk about fun and interesting. So, Chip and Dale are currently out, and they're in their little costumes. They're dressed up in like space or robot costumes. I don't know exactly what they're supposed to be. There are so many kids around them trying to snap a picture, and I think they're trying to go back to their spaceship. So we're gonna let them do that. But I had to mention that because that's so cool, you know? I love seeing that. But anyway, we've made our way over here to this area. I didn't really expect much, but I did want to give you a look at what's been going on. We could jump on the People Mover if the line isn't too long, and I can give you a look from up above. Maybe that'll give us a better idea of what to expect in terms of when this location might open. I don't know if any information has been shared about that, but I was crossing my fingers that maybe it would be. Of course, I mean, I say that based on absolutely no knowledge of anything. This just kind of popped up on my feed. I was focused on looking up other things, so I didn't really dig too much into it, but it's on the horizon, and I'm excited about that. Let's see if we can get on the People Mover though, and get a look at this area, you know, like behind the construction walls from up above.
This is the TTA Blue Line, non-stop service around Tomorrowland.
So it looks like the outside is coming along really nicely, but there's still work going on, and we have no idea what it looks like on the inside. So, I don't know, hopefully soon. Okay, so I have a few thoughts that I want to share with you about our trip around on the People Mover. So, of course, we did get a look over the construction walls of that new stand that we were here taking a look at, but we also got a whiff of what's been going on at Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Whew. It was a lot. They are clearly painting, and you can just taste it while you're riding on the People Mover. The group that was sitting behind me, though, they said something that I wanted to share with you because I thought it was interesting. They couldn't believe that all of the references to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin were removed. So that was, you know, that was something that crossed their mind. And it is true, they didn't say anything about it. But I mean, the reality of the situation is they probably just don't want to get people hyped for an attraction that's currently closed. You know, I have to say I'm really excited for that to open back up as well, because I do enjoy that ride, but I'd like to see it with a little bit more pizzazz. You know what I mean? You know, it's such a great attraction because not only is it fun for the whole family, but it's a competition. So you can ride it over and over again, and it's kind of a different experience every time. So 2 thumbs up for that finally getting some of the love that it so desperately needed. But anyway, I think that about wraps up our day here at Magic Kingdom. I hope that you guys had a good time and that you got a look at Pirates of the Caribbean, or the gift shop for Pirates of the Caribbean, just so you have a sense of what the space is like now that the Beacon Barrel is open. I know that this isn't necessarily something that's high on the priority list for some of you, but if you were curious, now you know. So I'm glad that I could take you around and give you a look in. But with that, I think it's time for us to head out. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you had fun, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, guys. Bye.